Aloha, Geek fans. Welcome back. It's time for another spoiler review from Geeks at the Movies. And today we're reviewing X-Men Apocalypse. I'm Shane Gertz. This is Jacob Desdales. Remember, this is a spoiler review. We're going to get into all the juicy details about X-Men Apocalypse. It's a story of this ancient mutant Apocalypse who wants to destroy the world for vague reasons. And the X-Men have to unite to fight him. Let's get right to it. And let's get the elephant out of the room. That's Apocalypse.
Yes.
Who's not really the elephant. He's actually quite small.
Yes.
And disappointing.
He doesn't grow at all. But yeah, he pretty much is the main problem with this movie. I'm just gonna say right now, I overall like the movie, but he was the main problem with the film. Because he was just there. See, he wants to destroy the world or something, wants to rule it. We don't really know what's going on. I think he wants to make everyone a mutant. I wasn't sure what his end game was.
I know in the comic books he has this hyper Darwinianism where only the strong survive, and I think there's a throwaway line in the movie about that. But it's just so vague and confusing. His reasons for doing anything. Really, his reasons for doing almost anything are vague and confusing. Like reasons for picking the Horsemen, his strategy, I don't understand him. Oscar Isaac's performance here, I also feel is just kind of flat as a generic movie villain.
Yeah, he didn't fit the role at all. I felt because Oscar Isaac is a great actor, but he didn't fit the role of Apocalypse. This big menacing guy that he's like, I'm Apocalypse. He wasn't like that at all.
No, not at all.
Like, hey, what's up, I'm Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rule the world now. Or something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
But the rationale behind all of the villains, I thought, were just really strange and didn't make any sense, because his rationale behind picking his horseman and then the horseman's rationale behind going with him didn't really make any sense, because he unlocks their mutant abilities, and brings them to their full potential, but they don't. But it was like, really, that's why you're going to go with him? You're
going to go with this maniac, this lunatic who wants to destroy the world because you managed to make your powers a little stronger.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, with some of the characters, like, he makes the powers stronger, but at that point, couldn't they just be like, well, thanks for the boost. Yeah. I'm out of here.
Yeah, I know. Like, he could probably, force them to be with him, but he doesn't ever show, like, any want or need to do that. Like, it's very, very strange. But then the biggest one is Magneto, who, our first positive here, his like the first half of his storyline in this movie is fantastic. It's great storyline with his wife and daughter, and then they die, then he kills everyone, and he goes back to being a murdering maniac. But then Apocalypse shows up, and then he's just like. And it was so strange, like, why he joined him. I understand that he just lost his wife and child, and he's going back to his villainous ways. But it was very strange.
Why would he be an underling?
I know because throughout all the other movies, he's always been the top dog. He's
right.
Always been, and I understand I understand that he's getting back into it right now, but. I don't think he would have been the underling.
I mean, it's just like he immediately. So Apocalypse shows up. Michael Fassbender has a great line. Who the fuck are you?
Yes.
Right. Great line. Good use of their one F-bomb. And then he says, "Don't interfere with me killing these humans." Mm-hmm. Then Apocalypse just, bam, snaps his fingers and they die.
He uses his very strange power.
Whatever that is. He can instantly kill people. I guess I don't know. And then Michael Fassbender was like. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he brings him to where he first, had his powers at the concentration camp.
Yeah, brings him to Auschwitz.
Yes.
Where his parents died.
I guess it made sense because.
That made sense. It kind of like, oh, look what these people did to you.
Yes.
But then the problem is, Apocalypse's plan isn't just about killing humans. It's about fucking up the world, destroying the world.
And then also didn't really make any sense because, at the end of the movie, he makes that, huge thing in the middle of Egypt, that big, It was like he wanted a monument to himself, even though he's going to be destroying the world. It didn't make any sense at all.
No.
It was just all over the place.
More you think about it,
yes.
More you think about it, Cobb, less the movie makes sense. There's so many internal inconsistencies. You're like, whoa, this is bothering me. I don't know why it's happening.
But there are a lot of positives I thought about this movie. We'll talk about the big ones first. Quicksilver scene was awesome. It was better than the last one. He just runs throughout that entire mansion, saves everyone. It was it was great.
That scene was so cleverly done, and apparently it took a month to shoot. That scene,
crazy.
but it was just so smart the way he was saving people. Because the first few people he saved were kind of like generic. Oh, I grab you and I pull you with me at super speed. But the other people he started throwing.
Yeah, and you're like, why is he throwing them?
Yeah, like why is he throwing them?
And then he gets the big sheet in the mattress.
He gets his sheet and mattress, and he sets up this whole like landing pad. He's so outrageously fast, and then he saves the pizza dog, which is so hilarious. You got the pizza dog.
And but we actually got two quicksilver scenes because it was that other kind of funny scene where he beats the shit out of
Apocalypse.
It was really good because the time just stops and he's just like looks at Apocalypse and just and then he just
Apocalypse is so like worthless. Like that scene should not have occurred that way because. But we'll get to the final battle at the end because that's part of the final battle. That was like the only good part of it because it was funny. Another good action scene other than the Quicksilver scene though was the intro scene when Apocalypse's 4 horsemen are like trying to protect him because the people are like. Yeah, no, we need to kill you before you get into Oscar Isaac's body because Oscar Isaac, he has the mutant healing power. Yes. He's like Wolverine.
So Apocalypse won't die if he goes into this body. But that whole scene was awesome. You could see all the different horsemen's powers and everything. And it was really well done, I thought. But then after that, just kind of slows down a little bit. We had the introduction to Cyclops and Jean Grey, which I thought was really good. Another positive there. Because I thought those two actors were really good. Their chemistry was really good. So.
Yeah, they felt like that they were excited about the roles. Yes. That's another problem I have with the movie is some of the characters they felt kind of dull, and Apocalypse being one of them. Yes. Oscar Isaac, he kind of felt like he phoned it in, and I've seen him in other movies. I've seen him in Star Wars: Force Awakens, Ex Machina. And he's a good actor. He's great stuff.
Yeah, I just saw him in Inside Llewyn Davis, which was the movie that kind of put him on the map. He was really good in that movie, and he kind of plays like a more like like dour guy. The only like positive role I've seen him in is Poe Dameron in Star Wars, but all those roles, Apocalypse was just a very different role, and he didn't fit that role.
He didn't fit that role at all. Like so, I forgive him a bit for the acting. I think you got to put a lot of blame on the script because it was. The dialogue was lame and generic, and on the casting director it was like, let's hire this dude who's like I don't know how tall he is, 5'5", 5'6", to pay this guy that's Apocalypse is well known to have a big presence, and it really undermines that character when you get someone that doesn't have that presence.
Yes, if you look at the casting for Star Wars, all the people on the Rebel side are really tiny, and all the people on the villain side are really tall. Like, why don't you cast like Adam Driver or someone like that? Someone from Star Wars.
Right? Yeah. But, like casting choices matter. They influence how you perceive a character. I've heard a couple people saying, "Oh, well, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if he was taller." It does matter though, because in certain scenes, when he's surrounded by his horsemen, it gives more gravitas to like him being a leader and you looking up to him as a leader. It kind of makes him seem more like a petulant child when he's a smaller character. Like there's another show I used to watch called The Tudors, and that takes place during the time of Henry VIII. And Henry VIII, one of the defining features of Henry VIII, kind of like Abraham Lincoln, was he was an unusually large man in his time. Like Abraham Lincoln was 6'5" in a time where people weren't as tall as they are nowadays, a few inches shorter. Henry VIII was 6'3" and weighed close to 300 pounds in a time when people like on average like 5'4", 5'5". Then they hired a guy to play him who was short by modern standards, and all his people and members of his court were all taller than him. And then he goes on these rages, and it's like, look at him, he's so silly. Yeah. But the thing that was so scary about Henry VIII is he was bigger and huger and athletic, big, strong. It's like, oh my God. So when you have Apocalypse be kind of a smaller guy, it undermines it.
They made him be. I'm pretty sure they made him taller than all of his horsemen, but only like about couple inches.
Yeah, I mean he's wearing this costume where that makes him a little taller.
Yes. Yeah, and that was it. But I wanted to be like 8 feet tall or something like that.
Yeah, come on.
And then have him grow because they have him grow in that final battle. Let's listen to the final battle.
All right.
Is because they have him grow inside Xavier's mind. And I thought it was going to happen, in real life too.
Yes.
But it doesn't. It was just so lame. It didn't make any sense at all. Well, why didn't have him grow?
When I watched it, I grew up in the X-Men '90s cartoon, and they had occasionally Apocalypse on, and he was always like, I mean, he could change his size, but like he would grow up to be like, oh, it's fight time now, and he'll grow to be 3 stories tall.
Yes.
And it was awesome. Here, he goes in Xavier's mind, you know, I'm like, okay, now he's going to know how to change his size maybe in real life, because he never grows throughout the movie either. Yeah. Which disappointed me, because that was like a thing where he could really was constantly changing his size, and the battle was just so bad because all it was people standing around.
Yeah, so just him in the force field blocking everything that was coming at him, and people just throwing things at him.
Magneto doing this, Scott Summers doing this thing.
Yes, it was a soap, and Beast jumping at him randomly.
Randomly for no reason whatsoever.
That battle was just really embarrassing, I thought, for an X-Men battle.
I mean, literally, there's minutes at a time where characters don't really move. Magneto, the first half of the battle, he's doing this. He seems to be completely oblivious to the fact that, like, he's supposed to be, I don't know what he's supposed to be doing, but like he's one of the X-Men, he's one of the 4 horsemen, so he's supposed to be protecting Apocalypse.
And he's just standing in that bubble, like raising, you know.
Yeah, the bubble's not around Apocalypse. Yeah. It's just around Magneto.
Yeah, he's just like raising metal out of the ocean, just standing there like this the whole time. And then he's like, "Oh shit, I should fight Apocalypse now." Just like randomly.
Randomly. Mystique comes, and Jennifer Lawrence gives an impassioned speech, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's you convinced me."
Yeah.
What?
It was really bad, and then Storm joins in randomly too.
I've seen the error of my ways.
Yeah, really, she was like, "Oh shit, everyone's down. I should join the people that are attacking Apocalypse now."
And then Psylocke just walks away with like a mean mug on her face.
Like, gonna come back later, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, that whole fight scene was really bad, but there were 2 good things about it. One, Quicksilver, and then they had Jean Grey finally be, Dark Phoenix.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, they had her like she pretty much she was the one that killed Apocalypse with that whole thing. But
which again, even though the introduction of the Dark Phoenix was cool, and then it added a 4th person or 5th person that was just frozen in place. Yeah. So you had Storm, Lightning Bolts, Magneto, this thing, Cyclops, this thing, and I'm not sure what she was doing. This thing on Bird, beam, energy beam, and Apocalypse doing this thing.
Yes.
What the fuck was that?
I know, it was just all really bad.
It's the scene writes itself. So you come out with the 4 horsemen. They fight for a little bit, but then who cares about them? And then they start turning on Apocalypse, and Apocalypse grows. I mean, he punches Magneto. Magneto flies back. He starts kicking somebody else. Then Magneto comes back. He's got like a bus or an aircraft carrier. He slams it into him. You know what I mean?
And then you have Dark Phoenix come out and kill Apocalypse. That would have made it even more awesome.
Yes.
Like have a giant firebird just attack.
Yeah, it is a fire. Oh my god.
The scene writes itself. It's a perfect opportunity.
So, and one of the reasons why the scene doesn't work so well, one of the many reasons, is the vague and ambiguous powers of Apocalypse.
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's like Dr. Doom from Fantastic Four. I'm not sure what he's doing. Because earlier in the movie, it seems like he has instant kill power.
Yeah, he can just slit people's throat with sand, and then he can push people into a wall and suffocate them.
And just completely surround them.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't do that to any of the mutants.
He tries to do it to a Cyclops, but then he doesn't do it all the way. He just leaves his head out, and it's like, why?
Why?
Just 2 more seconds, you would have killed him.
You could kill them.
Yeah, it was.
And why didn't you just do the sand throwing thing and just cut all their throats?
I know it didn't make any sense at all, but there were fight scenes that did work with Wolverine. I thought that was really good.
I like the Wolverine fight scene.
Yeah, they had one blood splatter allowed.
One blood splatter allowed. One F-bomb. And they're getting that PG-13 rating.
So the good things about this movie were, I thought, the character interactions between Jean Grey and Cyclops. And I really liked the interaction between Jean Grey and Wolverine too. I thought that was really nice. And then I really like a Nightcrawler in the movie. Also, it was a really good addition there. But overall, the movie just had a really bad villain. It just brought the entire movie down.
Brought the entire thing down.
Because he was pretty much the main focus of the movie too.
Yeah, that's another thing too. This wasn't like Marvel's the MCU's throwaway villains,
Yes.
where it's like they're not good, but they don't. It doesn't matter they're not good. Who cares?
Because they're not in the majority of the movie.
Right, but here Apocalypse plays a big role of mostly standing around doing nothing, giving bad
Yes.
speeches.
Yeah, that's all he does.
And the Four Horsemen, they literally just like sit or stand
and
just,
listen. They just listen to him. And all the horsemen. We already talked about Magneto, but all the other horsemen instructions are really bad. Like Storm, he's just like, oh yeah, I have white hair now, I'll join you. Psylocke, oh my sword's bigger now, I'll join you. And then but the other good one though was Angel, even though it didn't make sense because he was pretty much mutating Angel's body and turning it metal, which didn't make any sense at all. But it was a really good scene because it had Metallica's
the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, the Four Horsemen. It was a really good music choice there. But,
I don't have a Kill 'Em All T-shirt, but you know this.
Yeah, but yeah, really good music choice. It fit the time period too. And another song that fit the time period was the one that was during Quicksilver's scene.
Oh, the Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams.
Yes.
Yeah, so they had a couple of fantastic song choices. They had some good stuff going on. Another thing I didn't like, though, about the film was a lot of the performances fell flat.
Yes.
Not just Apocalypse, played by Oscar Isaac, but Mystique.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer Lawrence, it was
Yeah.
The Four Horsemen, Angel, Psylocke, it's just whatever.
Yeah, this was definitely probably the worst X-Men movie since X-Men: The Last Stand. But I would say it's better than X-Men: The Last Stand, but it's still a bad finale to a trilogy, I think, because it just doesn't live up to the rest of the movies.
I haven't seen The Last Stand in a while, but I liked it more than X-Men Apocalypse. I remember liking the movie. Like you say, you enjoyed this movie, but had a lot of problems.
Yes.
I enjoyed the X-Men: The Last Stand. I remember enjoying it, though I had a lot of problems with it.
It's pretty much the same deal, but I just don't know what happened to Bryan Singer here, because he's directed the best of the X-Men movies, the first one, the second one, and then Days of Future Past, and then here he just got like overwhelmed or something.
It seems like it. I mean, that last fight scene goes on for like 20 minutes, and there's so little happening. The choreography is very poor. The green screen, I mean, you see the green screen a lot more. Like, it's much more obvious. I don't know. This movie's got a lot of problems. Are you ready to rate it?
Yeah. How about you, your first?
I'm giving this. Remember, we use all kinds of scales here, but I use a 5-star system. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 stars. I did not like it.
And I give it out of 10. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Still a positive score because overall I enjoyed the movie, but it had so many problems that it just weighed it down a lot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Anyway, stay tuned for more Geeks at the Movies reviews. Later.